Hello there everyone, and welcome back to more Blood Bowl action, and pretty much the last one for the regular season, as we are basically guaranteed at this point to make it to the playoffs, from what it looks like. Since I believe Bright Ops from the Chaos team is taking up the final slot here for playoffs. I think that's the case. I'm just trying to remember the math off the top of my head, because after all, this doesn't account for the fact that losses actually deduct you a point, where the YouTuber League is based on that 3 points a win, 1 for a tie, and then 1 loss, or you lose a point for each loss that you have. But otherwise, it looks like it's actually even there at some point between Amazons and Chaos, actually. It probably will come down to number of touchdowns or injuries, I believe, if it happens to be a draw of some sorts. But either way, one of them are going to be taking the final spot, and I am pretty much guaranteed in here. The only exception is who is my opponent for the playoffs. It's entirely possible I might have back-to-back matches with my upcoming opponent, which is going to be Malt and his human team. And thankfully, his team doesn't really have any tackle to their name, and only a single mighty blow piece. So in theory, I should be in good shape here going into this match initially. My blitzers will have good reign of the field, and I do have a tackle player of my own. Never mind one with tackle and wrestle to kind of deal with anyone who decides to make a break for it into my back line. I doubt Malt, who's pretty much one of the more experienced players in this league and has already won, multiple YouTuber leagues, at least in previous seasons. I can't remember his exact count. Probably 2 maybe. But I don't think he's going to do something like that unless it's a last ditch attempt maybe. But either way, it's looking promising there. I like my odds, but with an ogre and randomness of armor breaks, anything is possible, let's be honest. And of course the catchers are going to be a very awkward piece to kind of hunt down, especially since they have nerves of steel, so trying to mark them to make catching more difficult isn't really going to help me so much, outside of the fact that I have a respectable chance of actually intercepting the ball if Malt actually commits this said passing play. Although, if Malt is able to, I think Malt's just going to do a handoff in all seriousness to negate that advantage. Since my blitzers do have catch for that extra reroll if an intercept was to happen, but again, I seriously don't expect that to be the case, and the ogre at least could be the other wild card there. It could be really stupid most of the match, or it could be a complete nightmare. But thankfully Dauntless has been serving me incredibly well, and again I have Mighty Blow to hopefully help with the attrition damage some. We both have equal number of guard players, but with my blockers having wrestle, there's a chance they're going to get knocked down anyway, negating the benefit of said guard. But we're still on pretty much on even footing in almost every other regard. There is one exception. One very weird glitch that I noticed that has happened with Malt's team. And that's the fact that he only has one fan factor to his name. To give you an idea why this is a big deal, normally how fan factor works is you can purchase up to 9 when you originally create your team, which almost no one does because it does build up your team value. And whenever you win, tie, or lose a game, you roll 3d6s, and every time you roll higher than what your current fan factor is, or lower, it depends on the circumstances, you increase your fan factor. So if you win, you can only gain fan factor, you never can lose it. A tie will be based on the dice roll, so if it's above, you go up 1, if it's lower, you go down 1. And if you lose, you can only go down in fan factor. And keep in mind, I said you roll 3d6s, so it is almost literally impossible to be below 3 fan factor unless you lost every single game. And judging from Malt's statistics here, 7 wins, 0 draws, and 1 loss, something really messed up. And the main reason I'm bringing this up is because of the team value. Malt should have the exact same team value as me. What is it? I have 17 value, so that's an extra 60 points that Malt would have there. So yeah, Malt would be at the exact same team value as me, but because of the fan factor, I feel like Malt's actually getting the better end of this deal, because he can now buy Bloodweiser Babes or he can buy a wizard, especially for the playoffs, which cannot be understated how significant that could be. I don't know how exactly this glitch happened, but I am fighting a slight bit of an uphill battle depending on what type of inducements Mulk brings to the table. It is going to be interesting to see what happens. But I hope my team is ready for the challenge as we go into the playoffs for next week. Now, before we get started with this match, I have one very serious question I have to ask you there.
Sure.
For all the beleaguered and confused people, how the hell do you have 1 of 18 fan factor?
Oh, I've had a bit of bad luck in the last couple of matches, and yeah, it's a little bit like my thrower who has gotten 3 SPP through 9 games. It's inexplicable, but it happened.
I'm referring to the fan factor stat itself.
That's what I mean. I don't know, but I guess I must have not been able to generate many, and then when I lost drew, well, yeah, I just don't know. It's crazy.
I think, it's some weird bug I would imagine, because how I understand the fan factor, I think it rolls 3d6 up to a max of 18, minimum of 3, which is why I'm bringing this up at the end of the match. And if you win a match, you're always guaranteed to never lose a fan factor. And since you won 7 times, it should almost be impossible to lose any down to even 3.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because I would always get at least 3, and so it would go up. And even if I lost the last one, it would go down to 2.
Yeah, because
because
I'm wondering how your team value is lower than mine. Of course, you have 60 additional team value at least because of that, I believe.
Interesting.
I don't know how exactly it happened, but you broke the laws of Blood Bowl 2.
Let me have a look if there's a thing online. That's a good point. I didn't even notice that. I just don't even bother looking at it because I don't have any influence over it.
Well, up until last match, you were actually 0 of 18. That's when I noticed it. And then after playing your last game there, winning against Bright, was it? I can't remember who it was. There, you got your first fan factor, I think.
Interesting.
So you were probably 0 fan factor for the majority of the season.
I'll have to go back and look at my old videos. That's an interesting question. I'll have to investigate this after that. And
and now I'm terrified because you have money to afford. Get nothing but wizards to your heart's desire because you're lower team value than me.
That's fine. I'm not intending to get a wizard. This
not until
fan
the playoffs.
factor being low. Yeah, this will get me a free babe, but I'll obviously have worse kickoff results potentially because I'm less likely to get fame. But yeah, that is interesting. I did not even notice.
Yeah, because I would honestly argue the fact that you could get a wizard for the playoffs as opposed to that extra 60 team value is probably a boon to you.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. Well, relative to others, because if someone's below me, then it doesn't really help me. But yeah, if they're above me, it's a big boon.
Yeah, but I think the opponents you're most likely to face off against, myself and Black, there are above you in team value. So that should not be much of an issue. I don't know about Bright Ops, because I think if you win this match, you might be going up against him, assuming he's the 4th slot. Hard to really say, but you ultimately shouldn't have to worry too much about that, I would think.
Yeah, so I did it in my head last night. I think it's if I win, I go to the top and play against Bright. If I draw with at least 1 scored, then I end up with more touchdowns than Black, which means that I go above him and then I play.
Yeah, I believe you have the same touchdowns as him at the moment. So just getting 1 touchdown will mean you are in a tie result. You should be ahead of him.
Yeah, I have to lose by whatever amount to end up.
Or tie and not get a touchdown, which in that case, I believe it comes down to injuries.
Yes. I don't know who's got more. I'd have to check, but
that I did not
prefer
check.
just to win, and then I don't have to worry about all that.
Foolproof strategy.
Exactly.
But yeah, actually, I just want to make sure I still have push to talk on, right? Yeah, I do. So Malt likes to do a lot of his commentary to himself to his stream there, so letting everyone know ahead of time that this might not be as interactive commentary matches the other games you're been used to. Never mind the fact that I am feeling a little bit under the weather from a sinus cold, so I'm probably not going to be feeling as eager to chat all that much to myself. I want to give you that forewarning now, but this is sure to be a good match either way, I'm hoping. Alright, good luck to you, Malt.
Good luck, man. Have fun.
May many players get murdered that are primarily the peasants and linemen.
Yes, let's hope so.
Oh, Black's on my channel there. He says you need at least 4 injuries, so good luck with that.
Yeah, I was just going to go for scores anyway. That's fair.
I wonder if fouls and injuries count towards that or not. I'm assuming not.
I assume fouls probably don't.
Because they don't count for SPP or anything like that. And good start there.
It is.
There was a reason why I didn't like him. Because the dang peasants stole my MVP and an agility up in the last game. Now, what are we gonna get? Got yourself a stun. No, you want to get closer to my tackle piece. Oh, down goes the fan favorite. Just keep pushing him to the sidelines and you'll find out why he's named that.
Okay. Sounds like a good... He's looking for a bit of a bruising.
Yep, just keep spending your entire turn, push him to the sidelines. I endorse that strategy.
This thrower is incompetent. He's very bad. I'm hoping he picks it up in the finals.
Well, he almost didn't pick it up there. Good thing he had sure hands. This is unfortunate there. I was hoping not to get that. Let's do this. Not ideal, not what I want, because just want to push him out of the way as opposed to injuring.
Yep.
Now, I don't think I was planning on dodging out, but how do I best deal with this? Because I don't really have enough players for a proper screen. Unless I get lucky with the peasant dodging. Which isn't likely to happen. Yeah, not really fond of this position. Getting the knockout armor breaks doesn't help things. So it comes down to a 50-50 chance, which could work out decently. Okay, that's one peasant dodge. Don't think it helps me a whole lot,
elf
but
play, I love it.
4+ elf dodges. Oh well, beats getting punched by a mighty blow piece, so it was worth it. At least that one failed dodge. And it's not much of a scream because of how easy he can go around here. I can only hope that maybe Malt overcommits some.
Very well behaved.
Don't speak too soon, it's only turn 2.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, he can get ease. Yeah, he probably won't get too many here, but it allows him to score next turn if he feels he needs to. Without mate, well, he does have a catcher that complicates things slightly. I wonder if I honestly should have moved over one space so that way, sure there's a gap there, but a much narrower window for maneuver. Because now the question is there a way I can cut him off there slightly? Because I do have a decent chance of the ogre just being red dice, but burning a reroll this early is not encouraging that without having to burn a blitz. And he still has set blitz, which probably going to be burnt on this one here. I would imagine at least, but we'll see. Could burn the blitz on the guard player. And he's a regular blocker, so I could use a blitzer to just mark him. And very likely to not get punished too much for that. I'll take a push. Okay, so that helps to keep my formation in line. So I pretty much mark him. It's the question, who do I mark with him? Because I would like to blitz him and then start swarming him. Or at least choking him a little bit. Unlikely, because how close do you need to be? I like the sidestep player here because it allows me to do a follow-up punch if he doesn't just straight up dodge. And I could do a relatively safe one-die block here. And a guard play here, but I don't think I want to do that. And again, he doesn't have tackle. I should try and be a little more aggressive with my blitzers. That should be the intention, at least. And you're strength 2 piece, so I don't even need to dodge unless you want to do 2 assists. So that's good there. And I'm gonna need some players here. Well, let's see. Can I knock you down? That works. Now, I do need to be mindful this could go badly for me due to the lack of sidestep piece. Because he blitz here, and then I was stuck there in the corner for a little bit. Shouldn't be too terrible, but something to be mindful of that I could get pushed off the field without an extra player there. I am gambling a little bit on him not getting the POW. I will be honest there. Which might prompt him to use a 3-die block with the Ogre. Now, where do I put you? Because I'm without doubt pushing you back, or at least attempting to. I just can't get a 2-die block. And this, I do want someone in position ready for following up. It's a little too narrow to my liking, honestly, but let's just hope this works out. Okay.
Nice, that's a good roll.
Back to foul bean. Now let's just see if you can run around me or not. Or just brute force your way through.
Yeah, either's an option at the moment. Decide which one I prefer.
So he still has a really good chance to just run along. Nerves of Steel's not really gonna... Yeah, just having a mark is not gonna do a damn thing with him if he hands off. And he has a good chance to run around, but it's not a touchdown. So hopefully I can keep all my players marked. No, stupid Ogre. I told you not to jinx it.
Oh, that's right. And he's, regardless of my jinxing, he's been badly behaved in other games.
He'll come around eventually. Just a question of if it'll be before or after the playoffs.
True.
So what I honestly expect might happen is a blitz here with this lineman to push me to the sideline. Assuming I don't just straight up get knocked down. Unless Malt has another idea, which could always be just to run around me, but that doesn't seem like a good idea with only 3 players that could effectively protect them if you were to run around. But I think that's what Malt will attempt. Well, technically he has 4, but...
Considering he didn't do what I wanted, I think we go the other way now.
Brute force strategy, is that was a question?
Yeah, did really want to end up trying to surf that guy over 2 turns, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Peasant lives. Somehow. So it sounds like I avoid the surf play. Which remains to be seen how useful that will be. Because I am a bit of a narrow formation, I would like this to have been a little bit wider. Kind of like what I did in the first turn to at least hinder his movement. Because he could still make some good ground here, it's just not going to be the most well protected. And it might require me to do a few dodges if I want to get a strike at the ball. Run, little catcher, run. Now he just needs a ball to catch. Alright, so what we're looking at here is a possible handoff play here to just immediately touch down.
The race.
So why are you saying up for a touchdown next turn then?
So I've got options. If things go bad, I want an out.
Sure, sure. Sadly, he didn't get to tackle the one guy there. I would have liked him to try and block. But we get to... Just sleeping with the fishes.
Sleeping with the snails.
Yeah, sadly not much I could do to get on this ball carrier that actually would be threatening. Because sadly he's taking up the one spot I would like for the guard player. He's actually dumb, but I'd rather have someone over here marking that on the right. And I can have someone go through here. Now, it's an honest question on how do I want to go about doing this, because without a doubt there's going to be players behind me. I could pressure a ball, but then he's going to have multiple people here. He can't reach, and they definitely can't reach. And you're a strength 2 player, so I'm kind of okay. Yeah, if he blitzes here, then I'll be forced to sidestep this way. Yeah, and I can't actually get the 2-die block I want, unfortunately. So let's just try and mark players to the best of our ability. Yeah, I need 2 go for it to reach him, so not ideal. Even with him being strength 2, I would need to punch him down first. I do want to be careful about over-committing to the left, but I do want to mark them. Because getting on these players is not ideal, or not going to help me. If it's just a cage. So I want to knock him down ideally. Mark the catcher. Which won't really do a whole lot on its own. So I can get someone here, and they can't hand off. It's just a question on doubling up. Because I would need to go for it here. And then Malt would have easy other alternatives available. Yeah, I don't like this predicament, if I'm honest. And I really would like to sidestep players somewhere. Am I going to gamble it? It's not the playoffs yet to really do anything too risky, like putting him at risk. Let's see, can we dodge him out? Yay, peasant dodging!
Very nice.
So yeah, I don't expect us to do much, honestly. Because he can pass and hand off really easily, and then it's a simple dodge out, which is why I really wanted to consider having my tackle player here, but at the same time, that might be overcommitting. Gonna push me or knock me down. Let's go for a ride then.
Sounds good to me.
Interesting predicament there. Although I guess this makes it a lot easier for my player to not be useful if he moves up and try and gets the cage going. And if he doesn't cage, then I can try and sandwich him in a little bit more. Try to. I'm at least thankful there's only one player here, because he's not really going to contribute a whole lot, but these other players can. I just, again, would like the sidestep player here. It would require 2 go-for-its. Now, is there a way I can sandwich him out? Okay.
Jeez, please. All right.
Making it dramatic, aren't you?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Punch to the face.
Fishing for something good. We'll do this.
Fine, take your touchdown. See if I care. Now you have more touchdowns than black.
Yeah, I just need to not lose now, is basically it.
Oh, is that all? But you gave me 5 turns to get a touchdown here and then possibly again in the second half. That doesn't sound like not losing.
No, I think I can live with this.
And then suddenly you're going to pull a wizard out of your hat and ruin my entire game plan.
I wish I had a wizard in my hat. I would love that.
So, probably not the best defense I would like, but it still forced them to touch down early. The big question, though, is what do I need to score this half? Because armor breaks are a little unrealistic, never mind he has 2 reserve players.
Alright, so that's good. If you get that catcher vanity bust, you can level up, get block, and not be so vulnerable.
We can only hope. I can get 2-die blocks easily enough, but I don't want to overcommit on punching, because again, it's wasted value not to try and hit these guys, but at the same time, I don't expect anything to stick. That's a bit of the problem. And then I'll have the tackle piece for, well, not really getting much of an opening with the guard players, but we'll see what we can do. My offensive game does need a little work, though, since I don't really practice it all that much due to how variable it is. Now, which one of these guys? Okay, they're 9 of 16. So I was wondering if it was possible to get a level up on the catchers, because I don't think it's worth trying to get my last blocker at least touchdown in. Because it's not going to be enough to level him up on his own. We will see. Yeah, and this actually protects the peasants there, so as much double both downs could hurt me, this is enough protection from a blitz. Yay!
Oh, very nice. Oh, it's a decent kick. I can live with that.
Darn you and your decent kick skills. So I have sidestep on him, so he's relatively safe to push forward. Yeah, neither of them were my mighty blow players, so I don't know why I was expecting an actual armor break here, but we'll see. I'll take the stun at least. It's giving me some ground, but how do exactly would I want to move? Because seems like I want to go leftward. Now, I'm trying to do quick math in my head. Is it better to blitz the lineman or the ogre with an assist? Because 10% chance for Dauntless to fail here. And then it's 1 in 9. It's basically the same odds to fail this and get stuck here. Never mind the fact that I would have to roll a go for it, won't I? 4, 5, 6, so he can go there easily enough. And just gotta be very careful of some shenaniganry here. Yeah, this could go badly if I get a both down result. Which is why I don't really want to do that. A little bit of protection there. And at least Fen here will burn a point of movement, so if he tries to blitz through here, that slows him down more than he probably realizes. I was really hoping to go here, but... One, two, three, four. Oh, that's if I follow up. That's why I was getting confused. Okay. That's the science code probably kicking in. I was wondering where the heck why I was going for it there if I did that move. But now it makes sense. Moment of truth, everyone. What do we get?
Yeah, use the reroll if needed. Hey, definitely good. Very nice.
The fan reroll at that. And I need to point out that Malt actually ended up having the same fan factor as me despite my advantage. So I'm not really benefiting from all the fans, sadly, as a result of this. Although I did get the reroll, so that's still beneficial because this fan factor actually influences a handful of kickoff results like that reroll I got earlier. It adds +1, possibly +2 if I have double the fans for the kickoff results. And then a d6 is rolled, which is what determined who got that reroll. So I'm not even benefiting from the one thing that I should be benefiting on. At least not yet. There's still at least one more kickoff to go that at least is relevant. Oh, poor peasant's going down. And just getting in the way. Yeah, sadly, I only got one armor break there, so he still has more than enough players for a proper screen. Although I probably need to try and pressure a bit, because we do have this catcher here with strength 2, I could bully that some. There's just not much incentive to move forward because my ball is so far back. My runner is so far back anyway. And I do have dodge to do some tricky things. Now, we have some 2 guard players. I do want to try and screen at least here's effectively still. So I think I keep 1 guard player here for that reason. And there's no real need to follow up, is there? Probably should have just taken the both down, honestly, but... Now, big question here. Because I can't quite get what I want. I probably am just going to blitz him again, then maybe get ready to start marking the catcher. And start forcing him to move 2 spaces forward. Now, let's tighten our formation a little bit here. Probably not ideal, but I am going to move the blitzers and everyone else forward. Now, if I can knock you down, that'd be good, but... And that will mark 2 players there. I will take that. Because now it's basically impossible for him to get a 2-die block, so long as I have someone here. Gotta be mindful of guard, of course. Which he does have an ogre for said guard. So he's more than likely going to try and blitz maybe with the blitzer here, if he doesn't just back up. And of course having someone here doesn't really help, does it? That's a bit of the problem there. Because this ogre's here, I can't really brute force this side of the field the best. Not yet, at least. And actually, I do want to keep my blitzers kind of available to kind of be a deterrent to blitz this side. Because it's really the guard players I need most on this if I'm going to try and push on through. And I gotta be careful, he can... If he's feeling ballsy, he might still try and break through here with bullets. Gotta be careful of that. And now, just gotta discourage this maneuver. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm relatively safe there. And where the hell do I put you? Just really somewhere awkward. Because yeah, if he blitzes this one down with a guard piece, then at least that's 2 tackle zones he has to dodge through, rather than a single one. Yeah, that helps reinforce, because there was a possibility he could have just dodged right through here to get at my ball carrier. And at least this gives me a little bit of presence to push through the middle. I just need to find a gap, or get have Malt get a bad string of luck here, which isn't likely. I shouldn't expect it, but gotta be prepared for it. Because what I'm hoping is maybe to gain some ground over here. Which isn't likely. I'm expecting Malt to maybe blitz over here. Yeah, there was a little bit of a risk that maybe he chances to push and then he could blitz over here. Don't know where he would have got the assist to make that likely. But yeah, there we go. Got the POW. Yep.
Ooh.
Jeffrey, no! I'm just trying to think how much money I have there, if I could afford a new one or not. Oh, he is... Oh, I thought he had CRSPP. Oh, double dead.
Oh, no.
The dice have spoken. 4 6s in a row. Well, there goes my plan there, trying to bull rush over to the side. And sadly, there goes the tackle player, which could be problematic. Maybe not so much for this match, but against anyone with heavy dodges, which... If I'm facing off against Bright, I don't think he really has any dodges, and then there might be an orc or two if I face Black for dodging. And really, it's the combination of tackle and wrestle that was what was important there. All the more reason why I probably should have put Dacius at risk as opposed to my tackle player. So I could 1-die here. This could give me an opening. Unlikely, but it could give me an opening. If I 1-die, get a knockdown, then blitz here. Now I gotta be very careful because what we just witnessed, an ogre can hurt me just as much as anyone else. But I feel like I could use the peasant for that, honestly. Aw. I was hoping with a name like Over My Dead Body, he would join me in the morgue.
Yeah.
I could get a 2-die block, though. I could very much get a 2-die block. And then blitz on through here. Yeah, you're just a lineman. I like this opportunity to break through, considering my strategy to go on the left is now rapidly dwindling due to being on a numbers deficit. Or at least it was before a knockout. So sadly, my blitzer being in the way takes a lot of my movement to just go around. So gotta be cautious of that. There is a window. It does require a couple go for it, so... Oh yeah, to have to dodge there. Okay, that is fine. How's the best way to maneuver, though? I could always dodge through here. It's risky, of course, but might be better positioning. Not really. So let's see. We got a thrower and then a blitzer. Sadly only a push, so that limits my options a bit. Because I would like to follow up. Yeah, and that's sadly a go for it, and I don't really have much maneuvering here for what I want. Yeah, just gotta be careful. Again, this is not the best position I would like. Not exactly what I want at all. I do have dodge, but I'm gambling a little bit too at the same time. Just that one extra space of difference, which actually could have been alleviated some. Well, even following up would not have helped me. It's more... Oh no, this is probably what hurt me there, because this was a both down result. If I had pushed them there and followed up, that would not have done anything. I am going to have to take slight risks. But sadly I have no guard players. So let me think about this a moment. Because yeah, he could just push me where he wants, which isn't ideal. I go for it here. That leaves a window. Yeah, I'll just go there. And then we have 3 turns left for the go for it. Probably. I feel like that was good in theory, but it feels like a lot of the moves I want were one space off. Oh, there goes our snake eyes. I saved you the trouble of it. Yeah, he has the ogre marked, at least, and the art guard player is currently marked. So at least he can't use the guard player to pressure the ball carrier, but I am likely going to get surrounded. Only caveat there. So trying to get the touchdown here is going to be very difficult, I would argue. It's in reach, but it's going to be difficult. It ultimately comes down to trusting my blitzers to be the star players they're meant to be, I guess. Which is always nerve-wracking for me. High five. That helped tremendously there, because that was my one player that didn't have dodge. One die. Oh, burn that reroll. Well, I tried the high five, but it didn't work very well.
We kind of scrambled.
So here comes the 2-die. We're relying on dodge to help us. Ooh, double plow. Very nice. And this is why I'm very trepidatious about relying on dodge. It doesn't tend to work. But I could still grab the ball and make my getaway. How to best do that? Because there is a respectable chance I could just get the ball still. And yeah, it's best to just use the blitzer here for that. As much as I would love to free you to make things awkward. Because I need... Well, I don't think I need to blitz you. Blitzing... Yeah, I don't honestly need to blitz you. I just need a way to get a 2-die block, which requires me to block my own path. That is the caveat there. Okay, good thing I took the Good thing I took you instead of the peasant. I was contemplating trying to free up the peasant or the blitzer. Thankfully, that was I dodged the bullet there. So you have guard, which easily could go up here, negate a few players. And you do have block, which sadly I would have the chance to go for it there for the best odds. And just having you with guard here is pretty useful. Because yeah, that's a tackle player against right next to the catcher, which is actually not terrible. What do we get though? Do I follow up or not? He would be forced to blitz or try dodge out. Block my own path slightly. Now comes the gamble. Because the both down result's not very good here. I might still attempt it anyway, but it's not ideal. I'll take it. Now we just gotta get the ball and hope we can get to safety. Unlikely, because again, we're relying on a reroll, 2-die, not getting us a POW. Good luck with that. It's worth trying. I have dodge.
Nice.
We're not out of the woods yet, though, because you'll throw another POW randomly out of the wind. Nope. But I would like to do this. And I have 2 rerolls. There's almost no reason for me not to do this, is there? At least a chance to reroll. 2 turns left, no reason not to burn a reroll.
Absolutely, man. 75% chance this works.
Ogre odds. Ah. No, the ogre's free. And he's not stupid. Odds are still in my favor because Malt has no wrestle and no tackle. So, but it's a 50-50 chance with him burning a reroll if he gets a 2-die block. It's somewhere around 31% for 2 dice. I think somewhere around 42% roughly for 3, and then the 4th dice makes it close to 50-50. I don't know the exact number though. So we're trusting Nuffle to just still be standing. Even then, I am within striking range of a touchdown even if I go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 2 go for it. So I just gotta make sure the ball is accessible still if I do go down. Okay, the catcher is doing something. Okay, just gonna push me. Because that's supposed to be the main strength of Bretonnians, especially when there's very limited amount of tackle. I'm supposed to rely on them to be able to take, again, just be the star players they're meant to be. Which does require them to get multiple skills like sidestep. Sidestep is so important for them to be independent, kind of the independent players I need them to be. But yeah. I never feels comfortable relying on a 50-50 chance though. And Malt might consider dodging here. But he doesn't really have anyone to blitz with that, well, has block. So this is definitely the riskiest play, but it's a 2-die. Do you get it? Oh, we have the reroll. Because I have dodge for a relatively seamless dodge out. You're gambling on me to fail as opposed to you, dang it. Okay, so he's going to try and surround me. I could blitz for... yeah. There's not enough players, I could just almost quite literally run around. I just would need to knock out one of these players. And I have good odds for it too. It's just, how do I best free up my player? Because I can... dodge out here is easy. 1, 2, 3...
I think it's the best I can do without taking big risks.
Yeah, let's see. So, is there any way I could free some players up? Because sadly, my guard players are tied up. So I can't just conveniently walk them over here to free up this peasant. I'm going to have to make a dodge no matter what. So 1... I really would like a blocker here, but that doesn't help. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is still a go for it. I could dodge out relatively well. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I don't like the prospect of getting it both down. So That's just a 1 die. Like, I gotta keep that in mind. We're still not out of the woods yet. That is conveniently a 2 die block, which I can work with. And I have tackle knock him down. He sadly does have block. I'll take that POW.
Very nice.
He's still alive for you, though. Yep, that did exactly what I wanted. I was actually thinking of using the blitzer, but this is just as good. It's not perfect still, but... And all I need... Yeah, all I need is the push. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're relying on a 1 on 9 dodge. That does what it needs to. A push does the same, though. Now, the moment of truth, everyone. Can we make the 1 in 9 dodge? He makes it!
There we go. Good job.
Yay, dodge did its thing. We still got a game, everyone. At the cost of my poor blocker.
Yeah, brutal.
I like that, although it doesn't mean much. He still has 11 players, but I have 11 players too. It's just a question of if they're valuable players that got knocked out. One had block, and the other was a lineman. So, about a fair trade there. Because I don't think I would have been, well, wrestle and tackle would still have been really good for trying to punch holes through the linemen. At least, or rather the blitzers is what I mean. The ones with block. It's a little more reliable that way to kind of push up forward. And sadly, even if Nathaniel gets another touchdown, he's not going to level up without a fanny pass. Going to be a little annoying, which makes me wonder if I actually want a touchdown with him or try and touchdown with another blitzer to increase the chances of MVP going to one of them. I'm honestly wondering. Because I seriously doubt I could get a vanity pass. But I still have 11 players, so we're still pretty good there. Probably all I can ask for. Still even game. And we'll see. Actually, I want to switch out these guys a bit. And actually, I want to keep the blockers where they can easily blitz if the kick goes in an area that is beneficial. Which honestly means I should have them back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 spaces. I don't want to do that. Too much movement from the blitz. Still anybody's game, though. The fans are restless. Or is that the players getting restless? I'm not sure.
Yeah, both.
We'll see if they're getting bloodthirsty or not after these punches. So I have sidestep, so you're safe. And that guarantees a 2-die block there. Yeah, I didn't realize you had the block piece, but I guess we're going with it. Still works. Now one more time with feeling. So, deja vu, anyone? Well, we did get an armor break, to be fair, before. Now, how do I want to go about doing this? Because it's very much the same strategy. It goes without saying. Only problem, though, of course, is if I get the both down, that leaves a bit of a window there, which is where I need my blitzer at the ready. So let's see. He could dodge through if he's feeling bold, but it's too early for that. So I think we're relatively safe besides this left side, which will be determined by the splits. Only a push, sadly, but we'll go with it. So that's safe. That's safe. Can't really blitz through here. Just might try and punch through the right side a bit. Maybe. I do want to punch with my mighty blow piece to try and get the attrition damage, honestly. And it always makes me feel like I should punch the ogre because he could easily be their weak link if I keep a very open mind about it. Because think about it, I could have punched him, and if I have the position, I could just run right through the middle here, but that's for another turn. That's for another turn. I gotta be... Actually, I do want to summon back just in case. In case the pickup goes badly. Failing the pickup is going to be important for later, so let's chance it. Because this is always risky because I don't really have anyone to protect it the best. But at the same time, he doesn't quite have the mobility and means to actually get to me. Outside, maybe a catcher if he really wants to dart through here after a blitz. So this could be a fun opportunity here. I just gotta be careful, most of my players are marked. There's the knockdown. What happens to our peasant? Nothing.
Fine, nothing to worry about.
Because he's not a blocker. He doesn't have a helmet to get killed with.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, taking it right in the skull is the way to go, apparently. So if I get a guard player here, that's 2 dice on the ogre.
Okay, that was a misclick. Trying to select the other dude.
Whatever you gotta do. It's just a question, is there anything I could do if I blitz through here? I'm really tempted to get the a 1 die block here. Then I can blitz one of these guys easily. And then punch one here with the guard player. I'm really tempted for that, but at the same time, it is committing a lot of players to the middle. Because that does give me a 1 die at the minimum. Just a question, is that, yeah. Is that what I want to do? Because I'm contemplating if I want to dodge here. But at the same time, I don't want to mark too many players. That's a bit of the problem. I want to blitz with my mighty blow piece, but it's not really ideal. I could blitz here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That takes almost all my movement. That's probably not worth it either, honestly. Yeah, because taking advantage of dodge is going to be important for this. As much as I want to use Mighty Blow, it actually would have made the difference there, so make note of that. be taking notes, because that could be pivotal. Yeah, I do. I feel like I have to rely on dodge quite a bit to get the most of what I want with these guys. We just gotta avoid a bad roll result. So I still have a 1 die. Now it's a question of where's the best benefit to put this ogre? Because I still want to punch him. And I have sidestep. This could be awkward for him. Let's try and leverage that slightly. Skullduggery is dead. Eye for an eye. Although he's a lineman, you don't care.
Yeah, that's not exactly. That's maybe a pinky toe.
I'll get my nail clippers out.
Excellent.
Not like this formation because there is a window to blitz here. So go here, dodge. That's a single dodge. And sadly, it leaves me vulnerable here if I move anyone. So there is a bit of a window because of that follow-up, maybe. But it does tie up a lot of his players as a bonus. Maybe a little too aggressive. But there is still a good chance I could still bully the ogre around with my blitzer. And if he wants to negate me bullying said ogre, he's going to have multiple people surrounding my blitzer, or blitz him himself. Okay, push. Didn't want a chance to knock down. So what do we get here? Just a push. You're freeing the peasant from the ogre. How kind of you.
Super kind, you know me.
Always the gentleman. A very violent gentleman. So that basically still guarantees I got the advantage. Well, not really. I still have this one guy to deal with. Which we can mark and bash a bit. Gotta be mindful of my numbers. So he's the guard player. Now how do I utilize the guard player? Because I gotta be careful of getting surrounded here if I commit to this but there is a good chance still. Where would I blitz? I would blitz you probably. Okay, I'll take that POW. I gotta be careful. I gotta be very careful because this is compromising my position a bit. How do I best deal with this? At least my blocker will be able to take the spot there, back up there easily enough. But I need both these players here, and that will require a go for it of some kind. So that's at least one go for it here. I will get a 2-die block if the Dauntless fails, or succeeds rather, and it's just a push if it doesn't. Oh, there's a good chance. It's 10%. Still a push, sadly. Oh, I should have moved him first. I forgot about that step. And sadly, he's alive. I have 2 rerolls. Keep that in mind. Oh, do we get the snake eyes? We will know soon. Yeah, that potentially could have been really bad here, although he can mark me, but with guard I have an easy way to get out, especially with sidestep. Again, I'm trying to trust my dodge, which I will be honest makes me feel very uncomfortable here. Putting my most valuable players on the front line. Especially if I'm an apothecary too. But it's what's going to decide if I advance further in the playoffs or not, is how effective I can get my blitzers to be. Although losing that tackle wrestle blocker could mean a lot too. So let's not understate there. I hopefully should be able to buy a new blocker though, at least. Just depends on the roll and most importantly if I win here. Oops, excuse me. Got the POW. Okay, we got stunned there. That limits my potential because now I think having him stun really hurts my... Yeah, he has guard too, so hurts my ability to push on through more. Okay, both down. High five. Now, okay, blitz with the ogre. Will, okay, he doesn't regret that yet. Yes, come closer. I said come closer. You know you want to walk into all this dauntless. Now, there is a chance maybe I can get an opening over here. A respectable chance. Because I could... There's a slim chance I knock you down 50-50. I get a 2-die on you, no tackle sadly, unless I blitz. And that just leaves me wanting to blitz this thrower. Actually, I could get the 2-die block here anyway. So it's a good starting point. Well, rough start there. What do we get? Sadly, that ruins my momentum now. Just a little bit. I don't think I need to mark these players yet, but I am going to have to be cautious with how I proceed here. Because there still is a decent chance to get around, but I don't think I'm going to get the follow-up I want. Because now I don't get a 2-die block here anymore. I want to blitz with you, try and make a play around. Sadly, can't move anyone there. And I think I commit my blitzer trying to tie up these 3 players. How do I best mark these guys? Because I'm not going to have nearly as many players as I want over on the right anymore. Yeah, this is not working as I want, I think, it's safe to say. Because yeah, I'm thinking I have too much movement and I don't really. If he went down there, that'd be a different story. I could just blitz right through, but as it stands now, I don't have the means. Do I get another bolt down or double skull? Nope, we're good here. I think that's the flaw of following through on this strategy. Because I don't have the movement anymore to try and get around. But I can get 3 dice here. That'll free the peasant, or has a good chance of freeing the peasant. Both these are 10% chances. This is actually just barely slightly better odds to fail the Dauntless and fail the block. Just slightly. Okay, that may not have done much, but if I can get a knockdown on you, that gives me a little more room to work with. I will take it. Living life dangerously feels like now.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, but sometimes you gotta.
Yep, because I always hate the idea of having to use my blitzers as kind of to tie up your players.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I kind of need to due to the nature of Bretonnians. They're supposed to be the star players after all. Yeah, because that dodge and sidestep is amazing. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Because normally this would be a bad spot because he can manipulate where my blitzer goes with his blocks. But I could just choose to whether take only 1 hit from his players or try and tie up every single one. Especially since I'll know if he knocks me down or not too. So he's got a chance to blitz there maybe. That looks like a potential blitz opportunity. I don't know if he'll take it or not. Ooh, first try pow.
Yeah, that's super, super lucky.
He's okay, but again, this is where this alone feels like it works against me there. 31% chance for a POW, and yeah, he's been getting them. Although, he chose not to reroll on the second attempt, so who knows if, for my first touchdown, if rerolling was the right choice there or not. Ooh, didn't even need to worry about the tackle.
Nope. Bow.
Worth a try. I was expecting tackle to take effect there.
Yeah, it was the time for it to happen. Oh man, it was gonna be
Indeed.
so good to have the 2 die on the ball carrier. Ugh.
I know. I have no reroll, so I just have to live with it. I do have the momentum now to move forward. Just don't get too complacent. Because I still want a cage, but I don't... I have a blitz. I gotta be mindful I have a blitz opportunity too. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I don't quite have the movement I would like. I could reasonably dodge out here, but that should be later on. Well, if I blitz and follow up, I still get this sort of the same effect. Sort of. We'll see if that holds true. Because he's only a strength 2 player. I do have dodge and all that, but... Bit of a window here. And I gotta be mindful of him. It is worth trying. Can I at least get effective protection? Probably not. And he's only strength 2, but if they get a knockdown here... Because keep in mind, yeah... I would have liked him right here. The force of blitz. It is worth trying there, because if I stall it out, it's still going to be a tie more than likely. I'm just worried about him being able to get the ball. And just being next to these players is pretty decent. Actually, I should go here. That'll give me a 2-die block somewhere, right? To make it a little more awkward. Oh no, the guard player. But it's still a 2-die block, just not the one I want, the 2-die block. I'll take it. Now, again, this is 31% chance. And this will allow me to start bullying these guys a bit. Ah, there's the skull. I was hoping to at least reinforce by marking more of these players, force them to dodge out, but low risk play there at least. Because I don't think the ogre would have been able to do much anyway. Just a question if he wants to free the ogre though. Yeah, easy mark there. Probably have to make a few dodges to negate the assist here. And then if you can get a respectable block here, which... Let's see, that's the assist there, and then he'll need one more. Oh, no, he's just going to do the go for it. What do we get? No, the reroll! Ooh, get the POW. Very nice. Still decent for me. Sadly, I'll have to go the wrong way, but decent. And ideally, stalling out's still good for me. It's just, if I win, I just get a rematch with Malt, I think. I don't know what happens if I lose, though, if I'm honest. I don't think I would be in the 4th place spot. I think... No, Bonehead Ogre! Okay, POW there. He's good. Time for the big time plays. What are we gonna get?
Big questions, big questions.
All the big questions. Now what do we get? Nope, you got to go for it there.
Alright, I think that's the best I can do. I can't see anything that's really worth it when I've used a reroll already.
So that's a 1 die there. So I'm thinking of blitzing this guy. That should be easy enough to do. And yeah, with him not having block, I could not incapacitate him relatively well. I just need to do a punch over here. Free you up, I guess. And then just have him continue to mark multiple players with his sidestep shenanigans. That'll give me the 2 die there. Sadly, revolt means I'm not going to get much other blocks down here, but hopefully this will free the blitzer. Probably should have gone downward. I don't know why I was thinking that, but... Okay, oh, he's a strength too, that's why. So, almost guaranteed to knock you down, then I just have to dodge and do some other shenanigans. Now, sadly I cannot... I would like to chain surf him. But this begs the question, what happens if I fail to knock him down? That just possibly makes things worse, doesn't it? Bit of a predicament there. What do I gamble on first? Sadly, he's still alive. Well, chance picking up the ball, I guess, before I punch. And sadly, not really any good spots for me. Especially since they're go-forts. Actually, it would be better to go here, would it? Because at least then I have more support. And I can hand off as another possible option. That probably was a mistake, especially if this roll goes badly. Thankfully, it didn't. There. So that marks a lot of the players at least, so that helps. We'll just go around here, pay no mind to the ogre. Alright, let's see what magic you can pull. Knowing my luck is going to be another POW, especially with the reroll. Again, 50-50 chance. But I think being here is a little bit better because if I get pushed back, then it opens up a window to hand off at least, which I have catch to make that decent odds. And of course, yeah, just not being risk of being surrounded too. Which probably helps a little bit because Malt does need to negate an assist here if he wants to punch me, as opposed to before he didn't really need to do that. If I were to try and be more aggressive, more forward. We're almost there, folks. We are almost there. Ogre cooperates. Guard's gonna be annoying, but we'll see if my sidestep dodge shenanigan works as I want it to. So now he needs to negate assist, which will require a dodge. Does he have a catcher there with dodge besides his... Yeah, he has his might blow piece here. Probably will want to do that with him, right?
Jeez, alright. Attention.
Moment of truth.
Ooh, good dodge skill.
Oh, we got a reroll for that. Alright. I would like if one of these dodges fails. Gives me a nice opening, but not happening here. I could still go around. I'm just wondering, is it best to hand off or do I just blitz and punch these guys? So I want to blitz him, ideally, and then I could do a single dodge through. I think that might be my best chance, because I was thinking otherwise of maybe just handing off and going around, but that's more risk. And I do have a few free players to help with that sum. So main idea is to try and get these two. Because if I blitz and push him over there, that works. Not so much if I knock him down or wrestle him down. And I could very easily get some assists. I think this works out well. I push you over there. Knockdown is preferable. Then that's a one die there, which I can easily negate. I punch you over there. Only problem again is if I don't knock him down, I need a fallback. Because yeah, my own blocker is going to be, my own blitzer will be in the way if I don't knock him down. One thing at a time. Because I would like this guard player up here, but oh, that's a go for it, so it might require dodge. Because, yeah, even if I knock him there, I'm going to have to go in here. Oh, that's two dodges, actually. That's not what I want. I could still do it. Is there a way I could chain push? Not the way I would want. Odds are still decent, not what I want though. So is it a good idea to hand off here? Because it would require me knocking both these guys down and getting an assist up here. Which I don't think works how I want it to. I still need to negate that assist. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's better. All or nothing, I guess. Let's give it a try. Oh, so much for that.
I'm sorry, man.
So much for that there. The skulls were waiting. And you get the pow there. Oh well, good game with the tie there at least.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. Sorry, man.
Never mind. Sure. You're not sorry. You could have just not done that punch.
I just told Glad, he's like, oh, you can surf. And I was like, I don't want to surf. I just want some badly hurts. Oh, man.
And then what we had a 4 afterwards. So even if I had saved the Apothecary, that would have been a miss next game, it looks like. Which still would have been bad for the playoffs, so we're going to have to play with only... Oop, what do we get here? Okay, just a stun. Thankfully that was... Yeah, that was the one who had the touchdown, sadly, so an MVP there still doesn't get me to level up. And we still had Jeremiah's at least. So sadly, MVP doesn't really give me any level ups, it looks like. So we got the sidestep, let's just minimize the damage. Rough way to end off there, because I'm not going to be able to afford another blitzer, never mind that. A blitzer with no skills is not really helpful. Knockout! Yeah, what do we get? 1 SPP. Yeah, you should fire this thrower clearly.
He sucks. He needs an MVP right now if he wants to be useful by the end of this season.
Let's go down together.
AV8, AV7.
Nothing happened. Good game there.
Yeah, good game, man. You did very well. I got a second fan factor. I'm going to have to go look that up after this.
Congratulations, you are now getting close to being a proper team.
Thank you. I am very impressed by the fact that your MVP stealer lived up to his name.
Yep. I didn't even bother looking because I wasn't going to get a level up from MVP anyway. But let us validate that match then.
Absolutely.
And with that said, let's see, I didn't pay attention. Any of your guys get the MVP level up? Yeah, you did. Your lineman.
Yeah.
Now, I'm most interested in... Okay, I can get... Alright, so I can at least replace the blocker. I was wondering about that. Nobody panic, we're going to have 7 positionals for this game. But anyways, thank you again there for the match, Sir Malt. And unfortunately, I think with that tie, like we were saying, I believe you're going to... Yeah, you have the #1 spot currently.
Yeah.
And you have more touchdowns than Black Templar, so I'll be facing him in the playoffs, I guess.
Yes. So good luck. I'm very sorry about the 2 deaths. I really hoped you had a full amount so you could beat him up, and between the 2 of you, one of you would come out bleeding for the final. But I have confidence that you can pull something off, even with down a couple players.
We will see what happens there. Have a good day there.
You too.
Rough way to end off there. First I thought that was the generic blocker and not my tackle piece, which is why I burnt the apothecary, but even then, if I was reading the stats properly, or the dice rolls properly, even if I used the apothecary, that would have been a miss next game, which still would have been just as bad. It would not have helped excuse me. It still would not have helped me for the playoff game, so I still would have been in the same boat, so I'm not too bitter about it. But I guess it's a great way to cut off some of my team value, I guess, whether I want it or not. But thank you everyone for tuning in. The playoffs are coming around the corner, the final playoffs of hopefully Blood Bowl 2. Assuming Blood Bowl 3 is in a total mess. I will see you next time.